Every year, a significant volume of products ranging from fake hair, flavored water, cement, refined petroleum, and palm oil from Togo end up on the country's domestic markets. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, over $400 million worth of these products were imported from Togo between 2017 and 2021. However, anecdotal evidence suggests that what is smuggled through the country's porous borders to the local markets surpasses what has been documented by the OECD. This phenomenon has become one of the major concerns of the newly appointed Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam. He did not mince words over its impact on revenue generated to the state when he met customs officials on his first working engagement with them at the Tema port.
I know you have put in efforts, and your efforts are appreciated, but smuggling is on the rise, particularly on the eastern corridor of our country. All the reports of smuggling that have come to my attention, about 70% of them happen to be occurring along the eastern corridor area.
But he fell short of addressing one of the enablers of smuggling, the porous borders. In this story, you will see how much some customs officials take as bribes to allow these products into the country.
At least, if you don't want them to disturb you, they buy like 100 cedis.
100 cedis.
350 cedis at Samia barrier. And from Samia barrier to the next barrier you meet on the road is called 32. We normally call it 32. That place you are going to pay another 350 cedis.
My name is Kwete Nati. In this edition of Hotline Documentary, I will take you on a journey through these routes where contraband goods are brought into the country. This is an undercover investigation to infiltrate the ranks of the smugglers, transporting many cartons of gallons of oil and assorted drinks and bags of rice from Togo to Aflao, Cote d'Ivoire to Elobo, and the northern regions and Oti regions. This daring broad-day attempt to circumvent the approved border posts manned by customs officials has a reason. The unscrupulous business operators and smugglers want to escape paying the right duties and penalties on their goods. I meet Delali. He's in his late 30s and runs a retail outlet in Aflao. Many of the goods he sells in his store were illegally brought in from Togo. They are without the tax stamps embossed on the goods as directed by the Ghana Revenue Authority. Despite admitting falling foul of the law, he has a justification behind this business move.
Price for that matter, because goods from Togo are usually less expensive compared to those that are made here in Ghana. For instance, a pack of Malta Guinness is being sold in Ghana here around 150 something, but at Togo you get it as low as 115, 120 cedis. Wow. So definitely as a business person you want to get your goods from Togo, taking out your transportation and other costs would be around 10 cedis. So comparatively, it's better to pick from Togo than to buy from Ghana directly.
The practice of bringing goods from Togo through unapproved routes to the local markets isn't an easy one. Aside from using winding routes, it comes with its own costs and risks. But for these smugglers and traders, the business rewards cannot be compared to the cumbersome process they have to go through when using the approved routes. As a result of this, Delali takes the risk of carting these unstamped goods from Togo to Aflao and manages to maneuver his way around customs officials stationed at the checkpoints. The success of this operation is largely dependent on middlemen who operate tricycles that operate on these routes.
A pack of malt, which is, I would say, less expensive compared to the other things that we used to bring from Togo. They may take 3 Cedis, 4 Cedis as they have been able to give you that free transition from Togo to, that is what they take. So basically that is how much we pay for one. So because we bring the goods in large quantities, so if you calculate individual 4 Cedis or 3 Cedis by the quantity that we have brought, it's a lot of money. So I think that will be enough.
What's the highest you have paid on goods to these individuals?
Like at the time,
yeah.
Sometimes depending on the quantity of goods, 500, 700 to 1,000, depending on the quantity. See, every time you go, based on the money available and the quantities that you are able to get, then how much you pay to them also changes.
The fear of having his goods seized and the need to escape the laborious paperwork at the approved border post are the reasons why he continues to rely on smugglers to protect his business interests.
It's not allowed, and to a very large extent it's very cumbersome to go through the processes of getting goods. Sometimes you may not be allowed at all. The goods may be seized, and as a business person, meaning your capital is gone. So we have to resort to the beat and probably some unapproved routes.
I come across Favor. He operates a popular pub in Cedi in the Oti region. Loads of the consignment he sells are brought from Togo. He says one needs only 100 Cedis to pay off customs officials who would want to confiscate the contraband goods. He is willing to assist me beat the process anytime I am ready.
When we go, when we buy the things finished, we will get somebody over there as a motor rider, so that the person will use it to pass bush. Also pass the border and come.
But how would we bring it over here?
I know them over there, and they know me.
As in the customs officers?
No, the motor riders.
Oh, okay.
So that means they will not use it to pass there again.
Okay.
They will not pass the border, they will pass bush road.
So in general, how much should I budget?
At least, if you don't want them to disturb you, they buy like 100 Cedis.
100 Cedis.
Knowing this, the team is advised to change a few notes of CFA francs for the purchase of products across the border. Even before we pass through one of the beats into Togo, some immigration officials and men wearing civilian clothes from the Togo side are asking us to pay cash. As we head into one of Togo's busy business districts, something struck me. It appears one can buy anything from this business hub, from clothes, drinks, toilet rolls and fabrics to anything you can think of in shades and colors. But for purposes of this investigative assignment, we settled on purchasing assorted and canned drinks without the tax stamps. These are goods that are already manufactured in Ghana, but as I would so learn, it is cheaper to buy from here. As at the time of investigation, a carton of Malta Guinness sold at 92 Cedis in Togo, while in Ghana it was retailed for 160 Cedis. A carton of Coke went for 101 Cedis in Togo, but sells for 150 Cedis in Ghana, while Vodi Sold at 169 cedis in Togo, in Ghana, it was priced at 270 cedis per box. Any of these goods I have bought here should ordinarily be confiscated by customs officials, or I should pay the right taxes on them. But if this is not done, the profit margins of these traders can be anyone's guess.
So you go back there. No, just here. No, but we passed there. We passed there, they didn't even stop at the end. Ah, then it's double punishment. Then this one, the board times it by 2. You times it by 2 for 15 dabala. Oh, that means no, I don't go buy for you. Okay.
We have driven through several checkpoints with these goods without tax stamp from Aplau through to Dabala to Segakope without being flagged. Our movement through these checkpoints was smooth until the customs officials in her mid-30s flagged us to stop at the Segakope checkpoint. The investigative team assumed this customs official who stopped us was to inspect these goods would get us to pay taxes on the assorted drinks. But we were in for a shocker. She demanded the team pay a bribe of 400 cedis. She allowed us to pay 200 cedis after some minutes of negotiations.
Back to the Mala, we pay the food, you go your way. No, please. You pay something to watch your government. How much? Because how much? That's 500.
This was no different at Ghana's border in Western Region, Elubo. Many bags of rice are bought through the border posts and are allowed to pass without paying the right taxes. Some of these traders who bring rice from the Ivory Coast have become familiar with customs officials demanding bribes from them and allowing them to go with their booty. Despite its toll on their profits, they prefer dealing in such transactions to pay the right duties. They claim they are not issued with invoices or receipts to cover these payments they make to unscrupulous customs officials.
Custom for nisem. Yenya she was ye blancasa.
So ka so mo jeje mo nsem muska sen na ye omo jeje. Ye fa se bia wato nema 2000 sen na ye bejeje ma omfa so nyina ate efri usikedua ne so.
Yes say nyama no mo se yenye duty na ebeye no. Ebo mbeje no esen bia duty no. Wakofa mo boto baako o si 20 cedis and 30 cedis na say na me make say emo makoto me fa so ina ye 20 cedis bia 30 cedis no waji mu se 30 cedis na say na me meton na tumi akontem ama matumi abefa foforo
no omojiska we omoma receipt.
Oh, receipt nkan say ene ye ntumi ye duty no sunti ne sa no mbe ye no ye ntumi ye duty nti sa no ye nje receipt in a duty no snow, your mom or more yen. Mediana dear, me call man bino, or man true be and guso. She knew so. Crataneke, and the mammy. No, the pen are my keke, no, the mammy, tis a mutuary.
The seat no say your quasha or inside one as or mujis scanner. No more cray, or my draw paper be the amaye. Dear quiet who, paper and so still, you do buy your horn more or mujiska. Omuchi yeskanti ni se ni scan obeje no ye kwa ye di nyema no be kofie no na driver no se zika no mo atua na ye ne ntua egu ye de no so ni atua nti ye ton ye nya hwe ebrehun ne ye bre.
Drivers who cart these goods to the marketing centers are not spared when transporting these bags of rice. According to this driver, who gave his name as Kweku, the officials demand nothing less than 350 cedis to allow them to transport smuggled bags of rice to Takrade or Takwa.
It's like we are moving rice from here to whether Takwa or Takrady. It depends on the car you are using. Maybe you use a car, if you are using a car like Opel Zafira, you normally call it 2 seats here. From here to Takrady, and if you loaded, let's say, a bun of rice, first barrier, let's say it's called Samia barrier, they're going to take you 350 cedis at Samia barrier. And from Samia barrier to the next barrier you meet on the road is called 32. We normally call it 32. That place you are going to pay another 350 cedis. Yeah. That's what we normally pay to the customs on the road when going to Takrady, or let's say Takwa.
And how does it affect your profit?
To that extent, I would say it let's say you floated a rice of, let's say, 30, and you are sending it to let's say Takwa or Takrady. We take 20 cedi per one, each. We take 20 cedi each, and you are paying whether 350. Let's say the two custom barriers making 700, and you are paying 700 to the let's say the custom people. How much are you going to gain? And even if you've not deducted your fuel money from it, how much are you going to gain?
I have succeeded in meeting one of the smuggling kingpins in Elubo, who identified himself as Error. For every box of rice he brings from Ivory Coast to Ghana, he charges 20 cedis. It is this amount he pays off to customs officials he works with to facilitate his business. If he can transport 500 bags of rice to Elubo, he will earn 10,000 cedis.
Me charge there saying, and you ever say be about 300, memo 320. In the meantime, ne dear, me share 500 bags. Into me drew and my cheche. The customs one and see a very more than. I know the I know about 20 cedis in man, me made it. I was 20 cedis. I didn't know problem.
The investigative team decided to test these claims made by the traders and commercial drivers. We bought several boxes of rice from neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire. At the Elubo border post, this customs official, who was identified as Kujo, allowed our boxes of rice bought from La Côte d'Ivoire into Ghana. We did not pay the statutory taxes. When the team got to the customs checkpoint at Samir, our vehicle was inspected by two customs officials. They asked me to follow them to their office. They demanded I paid a bribe of 20 cedis and left me to go with the boxes of rice.
So I'm going to use it to celebrate small Xmas.
What do you have?
Rice.
How many bags?
3.
And you alone, you are going to use it.
I'll just come to my pastor. And then other people.
If you play to one.
It's a small. We are in the festive.
The driver should know better.
I think
he takes you. He informs you the nitty-gritty. I'll dash you one and pay for the 2.
The 2, how much will I pay? 20. Thank you very much.
Here's the book for me to use.
Hey, thank you very much.
My number is
I thought you were coming to give me receipt.
Oh. But the receipt when you pay the duty. The duty is
But cartons of drinks and bags of rice are not the only products that are illegally brought into the country without paying the approved fees. At Kajabi in the Oti region, I feigned interest in wanting to purchase a vehicle from Togo. This middle-aged man, whom we decide to call Efo Kofi, walks us through the modus operandi of bringing cars into the country without paying the right taxes. He claims to have collaborators within the security agencies who aid him in carrying out this work.
Bring it for you personally without one who can bring it.
Okay.
Then you manage your own affairs.
Okay.
The way for that one, the person will just bring it and wash it.
Okay. Okay.
It's another method.
Okay.
We have men, they'll bring it to you.
Okay.
Even today, if you like, they'll bring it.
Okay.
And they'll come for their money.
But in terms of maybe if I want someone to do the papers for me to...
No. For that, when they bring it here, then they wash their hand.
Okay.
You find your own person that they'll come and put it in the house.
Okay.
You cover it neatly.
Okay.
Then you take it from there. You produce the papers to your so-called agent at
Okay.
Then they'll say, they'll come and put the trial number on it and send it to Accra.
Okay.
With all documents.
Okay.
Then you go to the process to
Okay. Okay.
It's another method.
Okay. So usually, let's say I know cars in Togo don't cost much.
Yeah.
Let's say how much would my cost be
Until
for?
I send it to my friend at Lome.
Okay.
You will give me. He's an Interpol man.
Okay.
He doesn't like your 1, 2, or 3 questions.
Okay.
Whatever you give him, I say okay.
Okay.
Not necessarily going back to say I'll charge you.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It is the person who can only charge is the person who bring it.
Okay.
Without it.
Okay.
He's going to charge you small thing and take his money.
Okay.
I'll make sure that the car reaches here.
Okay.
When there is a surge in the prices of fuel at the pumps, a new trade emerges in most border communities: the smuggling of fuel into Ghana. Imoro Audu is a tabletop fuel operator. He knows all about this business.
Na fascinating and say Canadian atum. Ushe to good and Ghanaian difference room into the bar or beyond top. And as we are by border. And he says, say before Ghanaian crampoa, you should talk a tank and to him. Tankas want to me about 3 days ahead because any feelings in Biaha. Eddie. And Tiama Ghana Togo, you know, 8 me fabric bagana.
Na also offer baha na omo how omo jeje sika free won sem na hwan mo na etai how
and no more and say again the phone mo free to go am the brain no mo how ma dwon ho no because illegal ma dwon mo twen fa em ma wia ba sia no ya nyina bompa say ade bia ni ukrum ti na ukọ nyankukrum ko wede edi so bi ba de na mi aduma yesu ede na aduma de ma kofum asina omodie no ti sia de mi aduma yesu ede na ayusi
nti na omo de ba na mobo kasen efa ekwan mu tuatua no na mobo kasen
tuatua no nyina no se ebi ede bi free on mo aba no ede transu border no ye nsuo na ewo Ghana ne Togo mfimfin ebetra kudo ena betua esa de free on mo ba ye wo amanfo mo kwan no so because one if you win a cost of chiwa and one say illegal once be how you said in the one for Ghana die na okofa Togo die.
It is becoming an uphill task to decisively deal with smuggling at the country's porous borders. But if the actors in this menace are held in check, the loopholes in the revenue basket can be sealed. For Hotline Documentary, I am Kweti Nate.